One area in the game of baseball that gets neglected out on the field a lot is sliding. I'm Sam Perlozo. I'm here to talk to you about sliding at all the bases, the different kinds of slides, when to use them, when not to use them. Let's start at first base. At first base, the only time I like to see a runner dive into first base is if he knows the first baseman is going to be off the bag in a certain area. Any straight up play where the first baseman has to jump up in the air and come right down on the bag, head first slide scares me because you always have the possibility that they come down with their cleats and spike you in the hand, and without your hands you're nothing in baseball. So for me, a head first slide into first is only when the first baseman is way off the bag on the throw and you can go in, or you know that he's not going to come down where your hands are. Otherwise, as you're going down to first, it's not an easy task, but sometimes the first baseman gives away that he's going to have to pull into the line or reach into the foul territory, and you can actually hook slide into first base to avoid the tag because he's already off the bag. You can see that as a runner. So those are two things you can do at first base. Doesn't happen a whole lot. At second base, you can do all kinds of things at second. You got a hook slide to the left side, a hook slide on the right side. You can go straight in slide. You can do a pop-up slide. Let's talk about each one of them individually. Second base is out there, but for convenience sake, we got a bag right here that we can go over our slides right here. So I can tell you for a fact, I could only slide on one leg. That means when I went into second base or third base or home and I wanted to slide on a leg, it was my left leg. A lot of players can slide on both legs. So they can actually make hook slides on both sides. I would suggest to you that if you can only slide on one, be very, very careful trying to learn how to do it on the other leg. Ideally, it's perfect if you can do both legs, but you can get around it if you can only slide on one leg. So we're going to assume this is second base right here. And when you talk about a hook slide, you're talking about getting down, coming in on your left leg and hooking the bag from this side. All right, as you slide in, you're actually sliding past the bag this way, but hooking the base. And it would be the same way if you could slide on the other leg. You would be here. So just like you were on the left side over here, we're on the right side on this leg. And anytime it throws coming from that side over here, we can always try to hook on this side so that it's a hard place for them to make a tag. So you can go either leg. I could only go one. So my hook slide to the right-hand side was basically a dive, and I would grab the bag with my hand, knowing that the fielder was over here. So anytime a fielder's on this side, you know, he can hook over that way. You can hook on this side, depending on the throw. And you can see that as you're going down to second base, you can see whether the infielder, when he's straddling the bag, whether he's going to have to reach in this way for the ball or he's going to reach over this way for the ball, and you can do your hook slide that way. So hook slide left and right. The thing that I like to teach base runners and base stealers, the quickest way to the bag is straight into the bag. In other words, when you're coming down to second and you want to slide in and it's going to be a bang bang play, I tell our guys, go straight into the bag. And if I show you on the ground, straight in is just like this. All right, you're sliding straight into the bag. All right, I'm not going to really bend too much here. That's for the pop-up slide that I'm going to talk about next. But if you're straight in, the umpire can see where your foot is. He can tell that you got to the bag before the ball did, and you're not deceiving anybody. Now, a lot of guys like to go in straight in, but they like to pop up. And a pop-up really is only good when the ball might be a little bit to the side coming in from an outfield, and you're going to jump up in the pop-up and take off to third base. So if you stay straight in like this, the umpire sees it. But if you pop up on a bang-bang play, what happens is you give a little bit because you have to. You give a little bit with your leg and you start to come up, and you see your leg gets coming up, and they put the tag on you up on your knee, and your foot's already in, but the umpire couldn't see it. So keep your leg straight in. It's going to have a little bit of give to it, but not much, and gives the umpire the best view. The pop-up slide usually works whenever you see the second baseman reach out this way or the shortstop out this way, and you're thinking, okay, it might go over his head, so I'm going to pop in, come up, and get ready to go to third base. All right, so you got the hook slide left, hook slide to the right, straight in when bang, bang, steal, can't beat it, and then a pop-up when you know the throw's off the mark and you're getting up to go into another base. All right, let's go to home plate and talk about sliding there. I think you got to be very careful going in there. You got to remember the catcher has all the gear on. He's got hard shin guards going in there. So anytime you're going in on a head first slide, your fingers are exposed. He can put his knee down and block you. You can hurt your hands. So it's you have to realize that that catcher has really gone off to the side to catch a throw in order for me to be diving in there. So you have to be clear, sure that the catcher's clear from home plate, that you can get in there. And you can decide that at the last second as you're going in. Most of the time you can use your hook slides, straight in slides at home plate and avoid that head first dive unless the catcher's off the plate. Congratulations on completing the base running segment at InsideBaseball.com. It's a great course, a lot of information. Set it aside, go out, practice what you learned, come back, pick up a few more things, have a great time. I'm Sam Perlozo for InsideBaseball.com.